Welcome to AskMeDesires.com. It's Akila Tompkins, and today we're going to talk about how to automate some of your social media processes using a new site that I recently found called IFTTT. IFTTT.com stands for If This Then That. Is a site that allows you to do things like automatically send Facebook messages that you post on your page over to Twitter, or if someone follows you on Twitter, automatically send them a DM to say thank you. Or if you like something on Twitter, you can automatically send it to your Evernote and send that link to Evernote. How this is done is using something called channels and recipes. You'll see here we're looking at my dashboard after I've signed up for the site and logged in. First thing you do is you activate a number of channels. Channels are all of your different social media, email, Craigslist. It's a lot of things that you can use for channels. You give them access to. So behind each of these is my ID and password, which is all secure, and they have access to send messages and see messages from a variety of these channels. Now, I only have a small subset of what you see here, but if you go up to your channels button, you'll see there are at least 30 or more different channels that you can set up to do different processes. Now, after you set up channels, they use something called a recipe. And a recipe is basically an if this then do that statement. If you're familiar with programming, you've heard the if this then that type statement. They use that same premise. So going to one of my recipes I have set up, which is for Craigslist. It's if something happens on Craigslist and everything's done by these symbols that represent your channel, then something happens on email. So for this one in particular, I have it to say, send me an email for every new posting in the search result that I'm interested in. So I pulled up a search result, I gave it the URL of that search, and now every time somebody posts in Craigslist for this search, it now sends me an email so I know that a new search has come up. Another great one I have is Twitter. Well, as you can see, I have 3 different Twitters, but the one that actually prompted me to find this is this one. And this is something Twitter to Twitter, as you can see here. So the instructions are, if someone becomes my follower, send them a tweet, and I give it the message here saying, thanks for following me, I'd love to meet you on Facebook, and giving them my Facebook information. I also have one set up for if someone mentions me, to send them back a thank you. And this one, which is my favorite, because I'm always on Twitter, and sometimes I see articles that I don't have time to read now, but I want to read later. So I have, if I favorite it on Twitter, to send it to my Evernote. So you can set up a variety of these different recipes. The best way to find a recipe is you can create your own if you want to create your own, but there's so many recipes out there that you're better off either A, looking at your suggested recipes that they have down here, a variety of things that can happen, or you can browse more recipes. And in your browse, I can say I need all Twitter DM recipes. And I do a quick search, and it gives me lists and lists of Twitter messages that are related to DMs. Some of them may even be very similar, and it's just the message that they post is a little bit different, or somehow the configuration is a little bit different. So there's lots of options, as you can see here. And all of these are set up by other people. So somebody else sets up a recipe, they share it with the community, and then you can use their recipe if you want to use the recipe, or you can set up your own. And with the Olympics now, you can go to ESPN and say, push me a notification when USA wins a medal. That's a pretty good recipe. I think I may use that. This one here is one for some very similar for Brazil, to send them a text message when Brazil wins a medal. So there are a lot of great possibilities. Great way to automate your social media, automate your processes. If you automatically want notes going to you, emails coming, instead of always having to search the web, good thing to do is set them all up. The other thing I like about this, because there are ways like for Facebook that's sending them Facebook messages to Twitter, you can do that within Facebook, and then you can also pull them from Twitter and Twitter. If you have a WordPress site, you can set up a plugin. But after a while, you have all these things in 3 or 4 or 5 different places, and if something goes wrong or you want to turn something off, now you have to backtrack and see them all. Here, I have 5 personal recipes. Only 4 of them are turned on because I can easily turn them off and turn them on. Like this one was sending out too many tweets, so I just turned it off for the moment. But I have all of my recipes in one place, so I can easily see what is sending messages where, and I can turn them off, I can turn them on, I can delete them, I can edit them if I want to change the message they're now sending. Create one, I'll start with finding my channel I want to create with, so we'll start with the easy one, Twitter. There's a couple of different things. It shows me all the different things I can do with a Twitter. I can do something new when mentions of me. I can do a new direct message, a new link from me, a new tweet by you with a hashtag, a tweet by you, a new favorite tweet. So I'm going to say a new tweet by me. I could include retweets and replies, but I'm not. So then I'm going to create a trigger. When will it send this tweet? That's my that. Let's say tweet whenever my Facebook. And if it's not active, it's asking me that. Now I'm activated, I can say create a link post. So now it says if there's a new tweet by me, then I'm going to create a link post to my feed and post on Facebook whatever I tweeted. Once I'm done, I can create that recipe. And now it's automatically added to my list. Now, of course, I tweet more than I sit on Facebook and update my status. So, in a day or two, I might decide that I want to turn it off, and I can easily do that. I might decide that it's really just too much, and I can delete the whole thing if I wanted to delete it. But we'll try it for a little bit. So, that's my overview of IFTTT. Just a couple of quick steps and quick tips on how you can automate some of your social media and automate some of your processes. There is tons of channels, tons of recipes. I could sit here all day and go through this. So I just wanted to give you a little flavor, a little flair of something that you can do using IFTTT.com. Thanks for joining. Hope you learned a little something. As always, you can visit us at AkzMeDesigns.com. That's AKZME Designs.com.